The Friend Storage application is the application that we use throughout this course. It allows you to maintain a list of friends. Now I want to show you this Friend Storage application so that you get familiar with it. Also, I want that you learn about the view models that we built in this course. Okay, so before we look at the code, let's run the Friend Storage application like it will look like at the end of this course. Here you see the Friend Storage application, how it will look when we are done with all the view models. On the left side in this main window, we have the navigation view. It is using the navigation view model that provides a list of friends. When I click on a friend, that friend opens up in a tab. That means I can open up multiple friends. In the application I can also create new friends, so let's create one here. And now notice, as soon as I click the Save button, that friend will appear in the navigation. This happens because the Friend Edit view model, which is used inside of a tab, is sending an event with the event aggregator. The navigation view model, which is used by the navigation, is receiving that event and adds that item to the navigation. The same is true when I delete that friend. Now you see, here pops up a message box, and I can say, yes, I want to delete that friend again. Alright! And for sure, besides creating new friends and deleting them, you can also edit existing friends. So let's add my second name here. Now you see again in the navigation, that name is not available yet, but as soon as I hit the Save button, it appears. Alright, so this is the final application. Now let's look at the project that we use as a start. You can download the exercise files from the course homepage on the Pluralsight website. If you can't access them based on your subscription, you can also go to GitHub and download the starter project from this GitHub repository. github.com thomas-claudius-huber/wpf and mvvm test-driven development. So here you can, for example, just click on this download zip button and download the starter project as a zip package. I open up the folder here and I unzip that package. And then there is a starter folder that contains the Friend Storage solution. Let's open up this solution. And yes, I should only open up projects from a trustworthy source. In this case, I just trust myself and I say, okay, this is a trustworthy source. And here we have the solution. As you can see, the solution consists of 3 projects. We have the UI project, a model project, and a data access project. In the model project is the friend class, which is our model. As you can see, it has the properties ID, first name, last name, and birthday and is developer. Of course, you could have a bunch more properties and also nested classes here. But for the testing of view models, this is not necessary. We will see the main cases of view model testing with this simple friend model. To load a bunch of friends, the application can use this data access class library. It contains an implementation of the iDataService interface that has the methods getFriendById, SaveFriend, DeleteFriend, and getAllFriends, which is in fact used by the navigation of the Friend Storage application. There is one implementation called FileDataService that stores the friends in a JSON file. And when I scroll up, you see Newtonsoft is not available. This is because this is added as a new get package. To get the package, you just need to build this project. Okay, now you see here it's resolved, and the red line should disappear quickly. Alright, now everything is fine. Now let's go to the UI project. Let's see what we have there. In the View folder, we have the main window that contains on the left side the navigation view. So when I click here, you see that's the navigation view. And on the right side, it has a tab control. And the content of each tab page of this tab control is a friend edit view. And the navigation view and the friend edit view are also in that view folder where the main window is. For all those three views, we have in the view model folder view models. So we have a main view model, we have a friend edit view model, and we have a navigation view model. As you can see in the code editor, all those view models are empty and all view models inherit from view model base. In view model base, I have implemented the iNotify property changed interface that defines the property changed event. View model base contains a protected virtual onPropertyChanged method to raise that property changed event. This event is used to notify the data binding about changes of a property. Okay, what else do we have in this UI project? In the styles folder, we have a bunch of styles, like for example, this style for a button. All those SAML files contain resource dictionaries, and the SAML files are added to the resources of the application. You can see this here in the app.saml file. So these styles are used to give my application this black look. Okay, the last thing I want to show you in this UI project is the command folder. It contains the delegate command. That's an iCommand implementation like it is used by many MVVM frameworks. The name of the command differs sometimes. Sometimes it's called action command, relay command, or delegate command. As you can see, this command takes an execute delegate and a can execute delegate as constructor parameter. It stores the two values in private fields. Then when I scroll down, you can see in the execute method, the execute delegate is called, and in the can execute method, the can execute delegate is called if it is not null. There is also a public method to raise the can execute changed event. Later, we will use this delegate command class in our view models. Alright, so you have seen everything from the friend storage solution. As the view models of the friend storage UI project are empty, like this navigation view model, nothing is displayed when we run the application. So you see the navigation on the left is empty, and I can also not create a new friend by clicking this button, because the command property of the underlying view model is not implemented yet. Okay, now let's wrap up what we have done in this module before we start writing unit tests for our view models in the next module. Okay, so let's wrap up what we have done in this introduction module. You have learned that MVVM is great for unit testing because the view model is UI independent. The view model is completely separated from the view. It does not contain any code about controls, layout, and other view-related stuff. It just provides the properties that the view needs so that the view can bind to these properties. So when you write unit tests for your view models, you verify if the properties contain the right values and if the commands of your view models do the right things. Another thing you have learned in this introduction is that code without tests is bad code. It doesn't matter how well written your code is. As long as you don't have tests, you can't be sure if you haven't broken the logic after a change. Alright, so now let's continue with the next module where we write our first unit tests to build the view models of the friend storage application. Welcome to the module Getting Started with Unit Testing. My name is Thomas Claudius Huber, and in this module I will show you the basics about unit testing and test-driven development. Let's take a quick look at the module outline. We start this module by looking at the unit testing basics. I will show you what a unit test is, and I will also show you that a unit test is fast, independent, repeatable, self-validating, and timely. When we look at these unit testing basics, you will also learn about popular unit testing frameworks available for .NET. After you have learned about the unit testing basics, we will write and run unit tests in Visual Studio with MS Test and XUnit. MS Test is a unit testing framework that comes with Visual Studio. XUnit is another unit testing framework that is quite popular and open source. After you have learned how to write and run unit tests with MS Test and XUnit, we will take a look at test-driven development. You will learn about the approach around red-green refactor, and you will also learn about spikes in test-driven development. With the gained knowledge about unit testing and test-driven development, we will start unit testing in the Friend Storage application. We try to test the navigation view model of Friend Storage and how it loads its navigation items. Okay, so let's start now with the unit testing basics.